And welcome back, everybody. Thanks for being with us. I said we had a 5-minute break while we just had to sort some stuff out. We had to change casters. I've now shrunk. I'm now a smaller box, moved over because joining me, obviously, is Shadow Writer.
Hello, folks. How are you doing? I hope you are as excited as I am for the finals. I've been watching the stream so far, and it's been a hell of a group stage. I can't wait for the best of 5 series.
Yeah, absolutely. Have you seen much of it so far, Shadow?
Yeah, I mean, I spent the first few hours at work, but I got home around. Let's see, I got home around Kwak-A-Mole versus Unleashed 1-on-1, so pretty early on. And after that, I've been keeping track of the games. There's been some really great games so far. I'm not gonna lie.
Good. Well, it looks like we got a good final on our hands as well. And it's Division 7, guys. It's Division 7 against Division 7. So
Yeah.
clearly Division 6 this season. Where were you? I'm kidding, of course. Commiserations to all the Division 6 teams in this tournament, but it does seem that we have our grand final between Kwak-A-Mole and Just Cause. Now, they have played each other once in the regular season. Just Cause did beat them 2-0. It looked a bit of one-sided affair, checking the scores and checking the match history of that. However, Kwak-A-Mole have really stepped up so far today. They played really well in their last match in the first semi-final of the day. So if they can keep that rhythm going for them, and also, by the way, I will have to say this just because of Yosh, and I hate myself for saying it, Shadow. But High Five has a 100% win rate so far in the Rare Cup, and it was played by Kwak-A-Mole
Oh no.
twice. So perhaps we'll see it pulled out again.
Well,
But anyway, we should have our games. We're just waiting on both the teams to be ready. But Shadow, what do you think we're going to have on our hands here?
right, so it's really interesting. You talked about earlier how Just Cause and Kwak-A-Mole, they've played against each other obviously before, and it was a rather one-sided 2-0 for Just Cause, but that's not the whole story. I think if I'm just looking at the statistics right now because I'm a numbers type of guy, and both teams they did fairly well in Division 7. Of course, Just Cause topped the division, but Kwak-A-Mole did. It's not like they were middle of the table or bottom of the table or anything like that. Obviously, they made it to playoffs, so they're a good team. But they actually came in third place, so they're top 3 in the division. So I think the two teams are more evenly matched than we might realize. And we're heading into the draft already, or the first game.
Yeah, so our draft between these two titans, they've been battling out all day. There might be some fatigue settling in, but usually both teams seemed very, very hyped in the lobby chat, which obviously you guys can't see. So let's see what we have here. Obviously, there is a contest on, guys. Get your bets in now. Exclamation mark points tells you how many points you've got. Exclamation mark bet A, a number of points for the team on the left-hand side. It's Kwak-A-Mole, or Kwak-A-Mole, however you want to say it. And then exclamation mark bet B, a number of points for the team on the right-hand side. It's Just Cause.
I mean, I've never made it personally to the grand finals of anything. Be it
Just
Heroes
anything?
of the Storm, yeah, be it Heroes of the Storm or anything else out there. But I would imagine that adrenaline will be running pretty high now. So even if the guys and girls were feeling pretty tired up before that match, I think they would be finding themselves energized for the first match of the series. Now, first man's already in. Greymane, are you surprised by that? Because I'm not Aviator. Oh, I mean.
I mean, Herm played Greymane exceptionally well in the previous series today, and also in the regular season they picked it 14 times, and they got a 92% win rate on the Greymane, and they showcased it today, and it was played perfectly, and it really netted them exactly what they needed to win. So I feel like Just Cause are on the money with the bans, and we do see Imperius obviously against Earl Grey, who does really favour the Imperius.
Indeed, second round advance, and I'm starting to see a bit of a prioritization here of solo laners. Of course, unless that Imperius was a main tank Imperius kind of respect ban, although I'm not sure. Are Just Cause known for running Imperius solo tank? I don't think they are, unless I missed a match.
No, it's Earl Grey is the solo lane player, and they just really favour playing Imperius. They've in the regular season they picked it 15 times, 80% win rate. It's been banned out against them 15 times.
So respect ban definitely. And talking about respect bans, there's the Deckard. Oh, I'm a healer main, and I personally love Deckard. He has so much ability to control the flow of a team fight. I'm not surprised to see him banned, especially after the last few games we saw Deckard make it to the battlegrounds.
Yeah, but banning Imperius and banning Decade, you might be banning some target bans, but you're leaving open Cassia. And I know T Forever really likes the Cassia, and obviously she only had a 5% damage nerf across the patch, so she's still extremely oppressive to play.
Yep, she's still one hell of a target to go up against. And a Valkyrie, sometimes it's a big hit or miss, but it can win you games in such an unexpected situations, especially late game, that it can be something to be afraid of, especially when it's mixed out with a mosh pit and your enemy team is really scared to just move a hair out of line, because suddenly either one of them is dead or the whole team's dead.
Yeah. And also, they do pick up Rhaegar as well, which they do like the Bloodlust. Obviously, Rhaegar was addressed slightly in my last patch, but Rhaegar still seems... exactly. Rhaegar's still, still a pretty good support, and obviously Bloodlust is the thing. And they do ban out the Arthas. Obviously, in the last semi-final moments ago, we did see they've had a 100% win rate on Arthas this season. That's 11 games in the regular season, and so far in the Cup as well. They played it a couple of times, so well done to Just Cause. And also, we've got to think about this. Just Cause have not lost a game of Heroes Lounge since the season started.
Oh wow, that must be a record of some kind.
Oh, not lost a match actually. They've lost a few maps and such, right? But they haven't lost.
Oh right.
They haven't lost a series at all.
I was gonna say, damn, they've been dominating. That's an interesting strategic ban coming from Just Cause for I suppose mental domination over their opponents, mind games.
Yeah, saying we don't even need a ban, guys. We've got our draft. We're happy with it. Hold our beer. Hold our tea, actually. And
Hold our
pop off. But what we're going to get here, it is going to be the Lucio. I swear to God. Please don't be high five. Please don't be high five. Please don't be high five. And the Hanzo.
I don't know. High five and mosh pit, not something we tend to see too often. I want to talk a bit about the Janna. I know you're gonna go, oh, Janna's so standard. We've talked about Janna a lot, but after the recent changes to Rhaegar and because of the decreased duration on Bloodlust, any type of blinds now exponentially are more powerful in countering Bloodlust. So it's not the case that you need full stat for a Gust necessarily as it used to be, because Bloodlust is so much shorter, and of course Janna has access to a talent that makes the blind longer. So maybe they're depending on Janna controlling the Bloodlust. Now, Phoenix and Zoo, what does that tell you?
That I don't know. I feel like I got put on the spot there, Shadow. No, I'm kidding. Obviously, the Zul, you can either do the old school strat, which is try and double soak top mid, but it doesn't really work in coordinated to that extent. So you're likely to see Zul offlane, which, yeah, Zul offlane's kind of meh, but obviously Phoenix as well will be able to help rotate down, and Zul against Leoric, I'm not sure who wins the matchup anymore between them, but essentially you don't really want to fight in your offlane either. You want to clear the lane and try and rotate up or something. But we do see Jaina for the last pick, so Jaina, Hanzo for their DPS. So Ring of Frost, Entomb, Dragon's Arrow, Blessed Shield. I'm at a hasty high five for the team. Woo! Let's see how it goes for them.
I mean, on paper, just looking at the drafts, which of the two teams do you favor more?
Honestly, I think I'd bet my money on the Cassia. I think the Cassia with the Bloodlust, and as Karis mentioned, the Tinder build Zul will come out here. Phoenix as well as an auto attacker. I feel like there's just going to be so much damage on the side of Just Cause.
You know what? Funny thing is, let me stroke my ego for a second. I think I'm the one that started the whole Tinder build joke. I'm pretty sure it was me. But anyways, let's move into the actual game. Do you wanna? Wait, everyone's loaded, but okay, there we go. There we are. Right.
Yep. So let's introduce the blue team. Side, guys, the grand final, map number 1. It's Kwak-A-Mole, and we have him on Hanzo, Dizzy Dwarf on Leoric, Doom Redcoat on Lucio, Waveman on Jaina, and Bob on Johanna.
Oh boy, I'm so glad I didn't have to pronounce that name. Going up against on the red side of the map, playing for the team Just Cause. It's T Forever on the Cassia, who I imagine is a Lily main, or at least was at one point in the past. Hedon on Phoenix, Norak on ETC, Earl Grey, another T person on Zoo, and Justeries on the Rhaegar.
Yeah, it's map number 1, guys. We're here. talent build level 1. We do see Leoric going for Consume Vitality. So typically you either want your the activatable Austin Renewal, or on this map the minion one is pretty good as well when you're in lane. Phoenix still going for the Q at level 1 for whatever reason, and then we obviously see the scatter arrow build for Hanzo. And no Q build from Cassia, but we do see an engage into the top lane. So Leoric started out in the top side, and they've got Jaina.
He's in a bit of trouble. He might actually fall down. Yeah, he does. Just barely outside the gate, but ETC might be the trade. No, he gets away. 75 HP, 42 HP. That's 41 HP more than you need if you're the tank player right there. So 1-0 so far for the red team.
Yeah, first blood going over to Just Cause here. Now Hanzo playing aggressively here. Wants to get his scatter stacks. He's already at 4 of them, obviously from the first section. But we do see Cassia with that charge strikes at level 1, so not opting for the Q build. But meanwhile, we see a gank attempt onto Zul in the bot lane, and he does fall down. So various rotations at the moment happening. But meanwhile, we see a counter engage from the red team here. They come down. The slide interrupted by the Lucio boot, but Cassia goes in and still secures the kill onto Jaina here. Meanwhile, Johanna comes down, but it doesn't look like the blue team are able to find anything here.
Beautiful intervention there by Lucio, trying to save his teammate, interrupting the power slide from ETC with his Q. Sadly, it wasn't quite enough, bringing the kill deficit back to 1 for his team. But there was an attempt. He almost pulled it off. Maybe next time it works out. Anyways, Just Cause taking the opportunity after they got a kill to abuse that siege giant camp on bottom, should I say. Well, let's see if actually gets abused too much. Might get cleared without too much trouble.
Yeah, and now Cassia, obviously level 4, gets Plate of the Whale, so will generate 7 health per second while avoidance is active. If fully charged, gain an additional 14 health per second. So this is where Cassia starts feeling oppressive, obviously the healing, etc. with the armor of her trait. And then also at level 7, when you can activate it and do a ton of damage, that's when she really sort of comes online.
Yep, indeed. Cassia has way more self-sustain than any assassin has the right to. And of course, her damage isn't lackluster either. So as the game goes on, she will turn into quite the monster. Obviously, after level 10, Burles is going to add even more damage and, more importantly, even more self-sustain to her.
Yeah,
now, Lucio in a bit of trouble, yep. He gets power slided and down he goes. ETC smashes him with that axe. Black metal, he says, and kills Lucio, our rap slash, I don't know, R&B musician.
Yeah, Lucio being the annoying thing it is, but meanwhile Dizzy Dwarf though gets stunned, feeling dizzy after that one, gets slid by ETC and loses his gems on the deck here. It doesn't look like the blue team are going to be able to pick them up here.
No, but it seems like Leoric has been having a bit of a rough game so far. That's his second death. Of course, he is getting trade value, so it's not, if you're going to lose someone on your team, it's better to be, if you have the choice, it's better to be Leoric, of course, than anyone else.
Yeah, but we do see an attempt down to kill the Zul on the bot side. It is just Johanna and Leoric, but we do see a heavy rotation down into the bot side. So far these rotations have been a little bit unusual, shall we say. Usually you want to just rotate top mid, but these teams are throwing it up there and rotating top to bot to mid to bot to top.
Yeah,
but it is
been
Kwak-A-Mole, so what else can you do?
Yeah, but talking about rotations, Just Cause have level 7 advantage now. They have a mid camp pushing bottom, and they're going to take advantage of that and turn in some gems on top. And of course, if they manage to get the first web weavers, chances are they'll manage to get the second wave as well. And the way to win on this map is get the objectives one after the other. Lucio in a bit of trouble there for a second, but he boosts away to safety.
Yeah, it does look like this channel's going to be uninterrupted. The scatter arrow just missing on the Zul there. So we have the red web weavers descending upon us. 4 kills to 1. Level 7 will be in for Kwak-A-Mole.
Yeah, but it's interesting to see both teams not, well, should I say, Just Cause only not prioritizing the top lane. Johanna and Hanzo sent to the top to clear that big minion wave. Of course, you don't want to lose the fort on top too early on, as that opens up some nasty possibilities with the boss.
Yeah, I feel like Tomb is the one map where you can push any lane with your objective and you're going to get something. Mid, you open up the map, you get a bit more space. Bot, you pressure your solo laner, and top, obviously, it opens up. Top lane is usually the win condition lane with the boss into the late game, but they're opting to open the mid wall here. Zula's in the top as well, being uncontested, and that's not what you want to leave him. Jane obviously coming up now to try and rotate him out.
But I reckon all Just Cause are looking right now, they're not looking for any major advantages. They just want to get further ahead. If they can bring the XP gap even further than where it is right now, and with a Lucio kill, they managed to do just that. they're in a better and a better position as the game goes on. Because of course, those level 10 heroic abilities come closer.
Yeah, Norak on this ETC really controlling the Lucio. As soon as Lucio oversteps, it's just a slide and then the damage from his teammates instantly popping the Lucio here. So Lucio does need to respect the ETC a little bit more, perhaps.
Yeah, but we'll see as the game goes on if he picks high five to get out of those situations. I mean, I doubt it, but
I mean,
guess
it doesn't cleanse him though. It only
No,
cleanses
it
the
doesn't.
person it goes on. So,
But he does jump to someone, doesn't he? But it's kind of
True.
like a slow jump, slow motion.
yeah, it's like the Matrix in HOTS. Anyway, level 10s are going to be in for Just Cause. We do see it is the Valkyrie. So it's the fishing rod for Cassia. It's Mosh Pit. It's Poison Nova. It's Bloodlust, and of course, it's going to be Purification Salvo again.
On the upside for Kwak-A-Mole, they managed to get their own Web Weaver phase. They don't quite have level 10, but I imagine before this is over, they will do so. And at this point, the objective is not about getting structures down, I feel, as is about just catching a breeder and evening out the talents. And I think they will do just that, as the red team was caught up on top, clearing that out.
Yeah, and we do see the rotation down from the red team here. We could end up with our first sort of 5v5 team fight of the game. It's no high five. Lucio realised his mistakes and picked Sound Barrier.
Unlucky.
What a champion. But we do see the mid wall being aggressively pushed here. Johanna going in. The cleanse coming out there onto the Cassia, but Bless Shield's still available. So all ultimates still are up.
Yep,
so we could see.
Go on.
We could see the pull. I wondered if Hanzo was backing out slightly there. It looked like he wanted to pull the trigger on a dragon's arrow, but it wasn't quite. Decision was made not to. So but they do secure their bot forward.
When you see that Hanzo walking away a bit ever so slightly from you, you gotta start worrying because you know that arrow's coming your way with the extra long duration. He didn't pull the trigger like you said, so no team fight. In experience, both teams right now sitting around level 11. Jesus, that was hard to pronounce. And Kwak-A-Mole finally taking their own bruiser cap. Let's see if they can apply some more pressure on the mid lane with our spot. There is already rather opened up.
Yeah, and this is where Hanzo becomes incessantly annoying, especially when he gets pierced at 60 million. We've got the big entomb coming out here. The Dragon's Arrow to follow it up on top. The Ring of Frost. Big Ring of Frost onto 2. And oh my god, Phoenix and Rhaegar are deleted. But ETC, Norak turns around with the mosh pit, and it's immediately Jaina and Lucio that get taken down now. It's a 2-for-2 trade, but Tifa Ever goes down on the Cassia. The blue team, they're stepping up. They want more. They want the Norak kill. They're trying to get it. Hanzo secures it. And that's all the gems on the deck. 20 gems survived. They had 56 gems there. So they lost 36 gems.
Yep, really confident engage there by Lorix and team. Pulling the trigger on that fight. Immediate follow-up from Hanzo's arrow and Jaina's ring to keep their opponents stuck where they don't want to be. Of course, we saw the mosh pit, and for a second it looked great. After all, just because they managed to find 2 kills, but it wasn't quite nearly enough in experience. It has been leveled out down to the, well, I want to say like the 10th of a level.
Yeah, but we are going to get our second pay in now for Kwak-A-Mole. So Kwak-A-Mole, level 13s are in now. They're feeling confident after that last team fight. You're now going to get the Icy Veins from Jaina. You're going to get Spectral Leech. It is AA... What is up with AA Lyric? Anyway, sorry. We get a slide in onto the Lyric here. That's Poppers and Stopple able to walk away. Meanwhile, the Fishing Rod Valkyrie going in, but he doesn't catch anything there.
Nope, so no fish today for our lovely Cassia player. However, one thing to notice is Kwak-A-Mole's ultimates significantly shorter cooldowns than what there is on the other side. Of course, Bloodlust is back, but Mosh Pit not quite yet. I think that was Bloodshield we saw there.
Oh, and Tomb coming out. No slide from ETC. No Mosh Pit available here. Dragon's Arrow not yet used. There it is. The Ring of Frost not used either. Jaina used to pop the other. Sound Barrier used, and they're able to retreat.
Yep, that Bloodlust, it looked a bit like a panicked Bloodlust for the movement speed, so ETC can get away. I don't know if I have an opinion on that. I'll get back to you about that later. I guess it depends whether there's a big fight in the next 70 seconds or not.
But I feel like if Jaina had pressed the R there as well, all the ultimates used, it was
Hmm.
nice and Tomb, nice Hanzo arrow as well. Just Ring of Frost, pop your cooldowns, and then hopefully get a few kills. But it means they do have Ring of Frost available for the next team fight. Mosh Pit will be back up now for Just Cause.
Both teams deciding to play passively for the time being, waiting on the cooldowns as they both take camps. Team TC rotated to the top, just checking on that bosses. Of course, it's not. I mean, it's crazy. Don't get me wrong, but it's not out of the realm of possibilities for Kwak-A-Mole to be doing that boss while the red team's doing bruises. That is, however, not the case in both teams. Looking to settle in for a new wave of rotations and a sneaky turn in at the top point.
Yeah, sneaky turn it in for Just Cause there. Valkyrie coming out again, just slightly missing here. So no Valk available for another 50 seconds for Just Cause. Zor ultimate will be back up, Bloodlust is available. All ultimates are up besides Valkyrie now, but obviously the red web eaters are coming down. Bot lane is heavily pushed out, obviously they did take the siege camp here. And they're opting to take top lane and defend mid as well.
Yep, so Zo's rotating there to deal with the siege giants, which means for the time being, the blue team will be much closer in relation on the map than the red team. So chances are, Just Cause, they don't want to look for a fight right now. They don't want to die for it. Although, having said that, Zoo has joined his team, whereas Jaina is still on top. This could turn into a 5v4 any situation should Norak decide to pull the trigger. He looks like he is thinking about it. He's thinking about it, but he is not going to do it. And it makes sense, given that Just Cause are closer to 16 than their opponents. Ideally, they want to get that level tier, talent tier level advantage. Jesus Christ, English is hard. Before they fight.
Yep. Level 16 will be a big spike there for Kwak-A-Mole. Obviously, you get the piercing arrows with Hanzo, and obviously Jaina, you get the root or the minus armor as well. Usually the root though. But so big power spike, and then obviously Leo gets his AA quest since he went Spectral Leech.
That he did, indeed, yes. Right, so top 4 remains standing as Kwak-A-Mole move to counter the enemy rotation. Both teams actually hitting level 16 at the same time. Kwak-A-Mole doing a great job of soaking, and the kill count still sitting 5-7. This is still a game that could go either way.
Yeah, blue team just opting to take their bruiser camp again. Red team just posturing. No pay-ins for either team yet, but Kwak-A-Mole are very close to the pay-in.
Yep, they are significantly closer than their opponents, which I guess means that one or two things. Either the enemy has done a terrible job of picking up the gems, which I don't think has been the case, or they've dropped a few more than you have in team fights.
Hanzo needs to be careful. Yeah, you can see
yeah,
trying
that
to pull
was
the trigger
close.
there.
Nora coming very close to landing his Q on Nora. But what I was saying about the about Tomb of the Spider Queen is sometimes it's okay even if you're a kill or two behind, as long as you can manage to secure the enemy gems. As in, when you get a kill, if you keep the position so the enemies can't pick up the gems, it could still turn into an advantage later on for you. Now, talking about advantages, Bless You comes out, you see Sun and Tomb comes down to follow up. Nora about to use Mosh Pit, but on a 10-second cooldown, not short enough. He dies, and the ring follow-up hits Rhaegar, which is good enough for the time being. 2 kills, looking to turn that into a 3. Kwak-A-Mole, they are not stopping. The Zoal comes out as a desperate Hail Mary, but he is stuck in no man's land. Jaina might die. No, Lucius there to help her. Down to 200. 100? No, she dies. Okay, so 3-4-2 in the end there, I guess, when the dust settles. Or have I spoken too soon?
Yeah, Phoenix does get taken down now. What a brilliant engage there. The Mosh Pit went down on a 10-second cooldown as Johanna got the condemn off as the wind-up started. And then Hanzo with the big boy Dragon Arrow from downtown. Follow up into that. What a brilliant team fight for Kwak-A-Mole.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, they are looking really confident with the team fights and how they approach it. They've got their combo. It's one that's rather easy to set up. There's no fancy stuff. It just works every time they execute it. It feels like they get a bit further and further ahead into the game now. Lyric is coming back. So this is a 4v4 situation here.
Yeah, 9 kills to 9. 4v4. Tomb coming out here onto T forever. The pings are coming out, spamming it. Yeah, Cassio walks out. Dragon Arrow again, though. The Valkyrie, though, comes down onto Lucio here. Lucio not able to pop Sound Barrier for another 3 seconds here. Dizzy Dwarf taking a lot of damage as well. The Mosh Pit coming out, though, onto 2, but it is interrupted by Johanna. Lucio does have the Sound Barrier available now. Will pop the Sound Barrier? No, he's trying to peel for his team. Hanzo, meanwhile, though, just trying to put out lots of damage with that piercing arrow. It looks like Bob's going to get taken down with Sound Barrier, not in time.
This is where a high five would have been nice, huh?
No, they'd be high-fiving themselves into the next game 1-0 down. But while that was going on, though, the Webwingers were pushing down, and they did secure a lot of damage onto mid and top as well. Jaina rotated top just to put out, just to try and clear the way. But Tifa Ever is trying to spot the Jaina here. But it looks like Jaina might get out. But Earl Grey comes in, though, with the root. No, not quite in
I
range.
think she is out. Yeah, she is out just fine. Now, the dust is settled. The keep on mid is standing. For how long? It remains to be seen. Both teams still, even in terms of experience, and it looks like Lost Goals feeling like they want to do boss. Is this a... Do they have time for this? I'm not sure.
Johanna's not dead for 5 more seconds here. I think they do have time. The blue team are ahead, right? They should try and secure the mid keep. They know where they are probably by this point. So yeah, exactly what they do. They go and secure the mid keep. They need to be careful though, because Johanna's going to have to walk back, and the red team may try and collapse behind them here.
Yeah, it looks like that's exactly what they are looking to do. But in the meantime, that means the boss is pushing along, so it's not going to get too much value. So what effectively we saw was a keep being finished off in trade for a fort, and perhaps some amount of damage on the keep also. If I'm Kwak-A-Mole at this point, I think I'm happy with the trade. In the end of the day, it means mid lane is going to be pushed. There's catapult pressure. It will help you control the turning points so much better than your opponents.
Yeah, but boss going to be cleared up. Level 20s are going to be in exactly the same time for both teams. And at 20, obviously you are going to get Rock Stopper from Cassio, so not upgraded Valk or minus armor. Obviously no real armor targets on the other side. We do see the secondary fire from Phoenix, so not the usual going that you die. Bolt of the Storm. And it's the upgraded Poison Nova, and of course Gladiator's War Shout. But on the other side, this is the Buried Alive, and it's play of the game with the upgraded Blessed Shield and upgraded Ring of Frost as well.
Right, so if Dizzy Dwarf manages to find another one of his, I assume it's a him, of his crazy entombs, this time it's going to be a silence, and there's no way that target is getting out of there alive. Not even Bolt of the Storm, I think, can be executed during a silence. I'm pretty sure that means even activable abilities like that are disabled. So let's see how much this camp on mid can get done. Not a lot, I imagine, as the wave clear from Hanzo is there to stop that in his tracks. And I think just goes are looking for a few more gems. They're itching for that turn in.
Yeah, they desperately want that turn here. Norak trying to pay in the gems that he's got available to him now. Whilst the red team up to clear out the bot lane. Blue team going to clear out top lane. Obviously, they are going to have constant catapult pressure in the mid lane, but typically the mid lane is the one lane where you're always going to end up clearing it, as opposed to the top side or the bottom side. So,
indeed,
you see, using a slide actually for wave clear when you have a Phoenix and the Cassie with big size of 2, they were onto 2. The Blood Dust coming out, the Ring of Frost landing, the Dragon's Arrow actually blocked by the ETC, but it looks like Phoenix is deleted here. Meanwhile, though, Zul trying to turn it around. He's swiping left, he's swiping right. It's the Tinder build, and it looks like ETC doesn't have Mosh Pit available, but Dizzy Dwarf might get taken down, and Dizzy Dwarf gets taken down. It looks so good for the red team, but so good for the blue team, and they're still maintaining it here. Tifa Ever trying to get out here, but Hanzo, Jaina with the root, and Tifa Ever actually gets the kill.
Yeah,
then gets taken down.
In his death throws, he does fall, but in the end, that's 3 versus 1 on the ground and an open path to the core. I think Kwak-A-Mole might be looking at core here.
Yeah, but Hanzo's taking a bit of punishment here from the Zul. The Zul swiping left, he's swiping right on the Hanzo, and the Hanzo's got to retreat. I'm not sure about their core damage here without the Jaina.
Perhaps not. Yeah, I'll tell you that much. If Zul right now, okay, even if he's not popular with the ladies, he's damn popular with his teammates, as he might have just saved the core.
Yeah, so instead, they opt to try and take the top keep.
I mean, if you can't get the core, the second best thing is a keep. Right, so I can't fault Kwak-A-Mole for their logic. However, they must be very careful.
Signs of Tomb again onto the Phoenix, though. And the times the Dragon Arrow on top of it again. Phoenix is desperately trying to hold it on, but the Lucio boop comes back, and Phoenix, see you later. Bet you wish you had a different level 20 now. And then Earl Grey slashing again. Oh, 20 health. Hanzo with a big boy scatter arrow.
He's committed. He believes he gets it. Lucio. asserts his dominance. Valkyrie misses, and I think this is a core attempt, is it? Bloodlust comes out defensively. It's a 3v4 situation. Jaina still on the other side of the map. Joanna in the thick of fight. Bottle storm from ETC. He is in the backline. I think that was Moshpit going on 10-second cooldown. No, excuse me, it's still 14-second cooldown. Hands of foes. But Jaina is here to join her team. Joanna very low. The ring comes out, doesn't hit anyone. Oh well. I guess Jaina's not getting married anytime soon. No, with those kind of rings.
But Cassia gets taken down by the Jaina. The root landing onto Rhaegar as well. She pops the lightning shield, trying to keep him alive. But Dizzy Dwarf secures the kill. They're chasing Norak now. They don't care about the core. They just want to ruin their KDAs. But the Mosh Pit coming out though, and actually with that minus armor from the keep coming down, but Jaina does get the ice blink
The
off.
ice block is there, and Joanna walks out. Jaina
And that's going to be
like the
game.
boss.
That's going to be
Phoenix is
game.
back in 3 seconds.
No, this is over.
I think you might be right. It's over. But Phoenix, he's going in for that one last Hail Mary. He dodges both Bless Shield and Entomb. He can't be touched, but unfortunately the core can be. And Kwak-A-Mole upsetting the balance, coming as the underdogs here from the division, up 1-0 in the series.
What a game, ladies and gentlemen. Kwak-A-Mole stepping up. I mean, some of the team fights are a little bit fiesta-ish, right? But the synergies that they had there was the Silence and Tomb engage into the Dragon's Arrow, into the Ring of Frost, Bless Shield on top of it. Oh, absolutely peach. And the fact that we didn't have a high five as well makes me appreciate Kwak-A-Mole even more. Thank you for not going high five. But
so
guys,
would you say they won because they didn't have high five?
no, unfortunately, they got 100% win rate with high five, so it's a bit annoying. However, they didn't go for it, and we got a game, everybody. Everyone was favouring Just Cause. I think people were a little bit concerned about Just Cause because they were really, really strong today and throughout the regular season, right? The only team not to lose a series, all 10. But the fact that they've lost a map now means we've got a game on our hands, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep, it's a series, and correct me if I'm wrong, it is a best of 5, isn't it? It's not just a best of 3.
It's not just a best of 3, it is a best of 5. So we will be waiting to hear which map we're going to. Obviously, we didn't cover off any of the map bans earlier on. So let's cover off the map bans, ladies and gents. So on screen now, you should be able to see that we banned out Harm, the player for the left team. What were they called? They were called Kwak-A-Mole. Kwak-A-Mole banned out Towers of Doom. Just Cause banned out Shrines. Just Cause then banned out Dragonshire, and Sky Temple was banned out by Kwak-A-Mole. Now, game 1 took us to Tomb of the Spider Queen, which was a fantastic game. And it looks like Just Cause have opted for first pick. So map pick will be by Kwak-A-Mole.
Yep, that it will. And I was just looking at the bans, and I was wondering what the logic behind the madness, as they say, is. It was a lot of three lane maps, and I personally can't wait to see some of those smaller 2-lane maps that are prone to become a brawl, especially in the bottom of 4v4 lane. It tends to be constant, non-stop action. I'm looking forward to that. Until then, what map do you think is going to get picked? If you had one chance to make $1 million, if you get it right,
$1 million.
what would you put your money on?
I think Kwak-A-Mole are going to go Ultrac Pass. I think Kwak-A-Mole will go Ultrac Pass. If it was the other way around, if the map pick was with Just Cause, I think it goes to Cursed Hollow. But I do think it'll be Ultrac Pass. I mean, Kwak-A-Mole have played it today. They've played it 6 times in total as well. They've had an 83% win rate across the regular season. So, yeah, guys, I think I just think they're going to pop off with it, and I think that'll be Ultrac Pass. But Kwak-A-Mole, they're going to feel hyped, right? They're going to have some momentum behind them. They're the underdogs essentially in their mind or on paper, but going into this, they did not seem like the underdogs.
No, not at all. I mean, it was a bit of a rough start for them. They gave first blood, but they recovered rather quickly. I want to say, past the mid game, it really looked nothing like the early stages of the game. Kwak-A-Mole almost firmly in control throughout the rest of the game entirely. They picked the fights, they got their combinations off. It felt like they had a plan, they went with it, they executed it, they didn't let the few mistakes they made early game rattle them, and it paid off in the end. And I'm extremely happy to see that, because yeah, when you have a longer series, a best of 5, there's a lot more room for that English is hard, you guys. Experimentation, but Kwak-A-Mole not feeling tempted by the so-called underdog status, just going for a solid plan, and it worked.
Yeah, but also I was wrong. I lost $1 million, so unlucky. We're going to
Unlucky.
Volskaya Foundry, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, so over to Russia we go, right? Where is Josh when we need him?
Yeah, Yosh is 100% in chat right now. There's no way he's going to miss out watching
No.
this, same as all of you at home. There's no way we're going to be missing out on this epic, rare rather, grand final.
There he is.
So we're just going to wait for the lobby to be set up for these two teams.
So, in the meantime, tell us a joke, Aviator. What's your best joke?
This is PG-13. Quickly. Why? Okay, Shadow. Why is diarrhea hereditary? Because it runs in your genes.
It runs in. Oh wow! I would have went with it runs in the family, but like close enough, I guess.
It runs in your genes. There we are. But no, I think PG-13 stream. I think probably not the best time to ask me for a joke.
I didn't know you went for those kind of jokes. I guess. Have to play a bit more with you, get to know you. You and your jokes.
Yes. So the bracket on screen for you guys right now. You can see how we got to this rare cup grand final. English is hard for me as well.
Thank you.
It's my second language, so I apologize. So you can see on screen, guys, how we got to here. You look at the path that Kwak-A-Mole had. They beat Unleashed 2-1. Unleashed were the second seed in Division 7, I believe. Then Facepalm Tacticians lost to Kwak-A-Mole 2-0, and then Kwak-A-Mole proceeded to the final. For Just Cause, it was a different story. They had to face off against Beehive, and lots of people tipped that to be the final of the season played in the first round, purely because Beehive were the top division of 6 seeds, Just Cause were the top division of 7 seeds. But Beehive, the nest was annihilated. Just Cause destroyed them 2-0, and then Britwing against Just Cause. Britwing obviously put up a good, valiant fight in game number 1. Game 2 was a bit more one-sided for Just Cause, and then obviously we're here now. But guys, Kwak-A-Mole, it's 1-0 up. Just Cause have opted for first pick, so we're going into Volskaya Foundry for our draft. When the players are ready.
Of course, yep. And Josh is pointing out Division 7 are 4-0 against Division 6 so far. You might say Division 7 is the new Division 6. Right?
Yeah, that's true, actually. Division 6 didn't quite... Yeah, it was just commiserations to all the teams so far, but I'm sure they've all had a fantastic... I'm sure they've had a fantastic season, and hopefully we'll see them all next. Obviously, season 13 signups are currently open. If you don't have a team, don't worry, you can sign up as a free agent, and yeah, you get put with the people similar MMR to you, and yeah, it's a great place essentially. !Discord takes you to the Discord, but check out their website. It's heroeslounge.gg. Make sure to check it out, and then we're just waiting on one player, it seems, so he's just restarting his router. But guys, I just want to remind you that on the Saturday, 8th of August, there is a charity stream hosted on Heroes Lounge by Fictional and Skylo, I believe, and it's to raise money for the Stephen Lawrence charitable donation and gender intelligence. So there is a for fun tournament. It's all for fun, obviously, and it's all for charity. So we are asking for a €10 contribution from each team. But obviously, it's all to charity, so all proceeds will go to the charity as well. So just a bit of for fun. Grab a few of your friends. Doesn't have to be a Heroes Lounge team either. You can mix and match. Just sign up on the spreadsheet. All the information is on the website heroeslounge.gg. So check it out. So Shadow.
Yes.
What do you think Just Cause needs to do differently in game number 2? Because I feel like they had the draft that they wanted.
Yeah, it felt like to me, you know, they also came in with there's airplanes outside my house apparently going off. Anyways, airplanes apart, Just Cause, right. So yeah, like you said, it felt like they got the draft they wanted. They had a plan. It wasn't like anything crazy. It was a standard draft composition. So A bit of it, I think, would have come down to the cleanse timing. But the bigger issue, I think, for Just Cause in that first game, it was, I guess they couldn't get a fight on their terms, because earlier in the beginning phase of the game, when they were rotating, and it was much more, let's say, 4 versus 1 instead of 5 versus 5. They managed to get their picks, but when it came to a 5v5, they never could find the location for the fight. Lorik always surprised them with the entombs, and it felt like they were always on the defensive. And when you got bloodlust, usually you want to press hard and just run at your opponents, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. But I just thought the draft suited them. I mean, the bans, etc. So let's see what we get differently done in game number 2 between these two
Yep,
teams.
talking
Obviously
about.
similar. But let's head into the draft.
Here we are in Russia. Let's go. Now, Voskar Foundry, it's probably one of my favorite maps, partially because of the default announcer. I love me a bit of Russian. Apart from that, there's something to be said about the predictable nature of the objective, which means you can't really do any shenanigans. I love me a standard game, and I love seeing teams come up with ideas to how to break away from that. So I'm quite interested to see what both teams bring to the table. Now, if I have to hedge any bets, I would say Kwak-A-Mole will probably go for a similar composition as last time, and it's more likely to see Just Cause looking for something different. But so far, the bands are identical.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think the Greyman gets let through the draft.
No.
I just cannot see a world where Hard gets his Greyman this series anyway. If you watch any of the previous series, you can see that he just kind of 1v9'd on the hero almost. So that gets banned out. And Imperius again against Earl Grey, it's going to be continuously banned on this map as well, probably one of his better maps, because there's lots of team fighting, etc. And yeah, you don't need the wave clear, etc. But they do ban out the Leoric this time. So that's a different ban.
Yeah, that's a change. Of course, one of the Lorik was one of the heroes that got picked last game, and as far as effectiveness went in the early game, he struggled a lot. He had a few deaths, but later on, damn, were those entombs juicy with a capital J right there.
Yeah, but they ban out the Decade, so it's Deja Vu from Kwak-A-Mole. We ban out Imperius, we ban out the Decade, but it does leave Cassia open again, so I wonder if T Forever is going to interlock the Cassia pick again.
I guess it kind of depends whether they're looking to the Bloodlust composition once again, because of course you don't have to have both Cassia and the Rigger, and there is the Cassia pick, but it really does work nicely along with that Bloodlust. Now, I would expect to see a Drana here. It worked last time very well for Kwak-A-Mole. If it works once, no reason why not to do it again.
Yeah, exactly. But they do like their Cassia pickup. They obviously bet they're happy to pick it. It's one of their most comfort picks. So I am not surprised to see the Cassia again. It did a lot of work as well in that first fight. But we do see Johanna Hanzo again.
Yeah, you know what also did a lot of work last game? It was that Hanzo with the Dragon Arrow.
Yeah, absolutely. The Dragon Arrows were big, but obviously it was the Entomb that set it up. So perhaps they analysed it and said, "Do you know what? Leoric was the issue, not the Hanzo." So maybe in this concept they decided, and they just go for ETC. But this time they pull out their 100% win rate, pocket pick Arthas.
Is he going to be Sindragosa? I hope so.
It's been Army in the games that I've seen from Earl Grey so far. So yeah, I think this map as well, perhaps it's probably going to be Army because you want more sort of teamfight orientated brawling.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Effectively, this is a double tank composition right now for Just Cause, which is not something that we see too often nowadays. It used to be standard a long time ago when HGC was still a thing, but these days not so much.
I mean, Arthas is probably played a lot more as a bruiser nowadays. He holds the lane fairly effectively. His wave clear is not the greatest, obviously, but he can hold the lane. And obviously he does counter quite a lot of AA heroes that would normally get picked up. But we do see the Rhaegar ban this time, and the Jaina again. So they've looked at there's two of the heroes they picked last game have been banned out, the Jaina and the Leoric this time around. But there's the Lucio again. Could be high five, hopefully not.
Unlikely, I would say.
And then what we're going to get for offlane or for DPS from them.
Zoo is still open, and Lori has been banned out. No, it's Yrel instead, right? So Yrel is one of those sort of laners that she doesn't really die unless you commit a whole team to rotate for her. It's just not a thing she dies. She does. Dying, of course.
Yeah, she's a flying, jumping space ghost, isn't she? Essentially, but it was also banned out in game number 1 against them. So we'll have to see how Waveman he wanted it that UL, and he gets it. But we do see the Valor from Hedon and the Anduin last pick. So last DPS pick now for Dizzy Dwarf. There is Ming available if they want Ming. Obviously Arthur's kind of cucks Ming a little bit with Army. But it's still nice, right? It's still nice, right? You get like a blessed shield onto the backline. They've only got Anduin
Exactly.
pull, so it could work.
Alright, so final pick it should be the second damage shield, and I would expect some sort of mate for Kwak-A-Mole. Either Chromie or Gul'dan. It's a Mephisto. Close enough. Close enough. Close enough, I would say.
Okay. Also, again, just want to point out, Anna made it through draft, and no one picks or bans her. I cannot fathom that concept. Anna is just like
Anna's
insane.
hard. She's hard, or like you have to aim to heal people. Like, come on. I didn't play her in Overwatch. I'm not starting now. Like, come on.
Fair enough. But guys, we got our draft. Get your bets in now. The betting will close once the game starts. So make sure you get your bets in before it's all cancelled off. Obviously, game 1, Kwak-A-Mole won it with a very, very nice sort of team fight comp. And now, yeah, map number 2. Let's see if they can continue the momentum from game 1, or will it be just cause trying to even it up? They could be angry from that game 1.
I mean, I can't imagine they're too angry given that both teams have adopted the same player portrait. Like, they're obviously friends. They're obviously enjoying this.
Yeah, I think both teams are hyped. Both teams are enjoying it. We got 10 of, obviously they've made it through now. These 10 players throughout all the regular season, to the playoff, to the bracket, and through today to this grand final. And it's a best of 5, guys. So if Kwak-A-Mole win this, there's still the reverse sweep option from Just Cause to pull out of the bag.
Yep, and it feels like Kwak-A-Mole, they did get a slightly better draft this time overall. And here we head into Volskaya Foundry game 5 series.
So on my left-hand side, once again for Kwak-A-Mole, we have Bob Hetkonijin, Bob on Johanna. We have him on Hanzo, Doom Redcoat on Lucio, Dizzy Dwarf this time on Mephisto, and it's Urel on Waveman.
Going up against, currently down 1-0 in the series, it's Just Cause, with Cassia being played by Tear Forever once again. Oh great, this time on the Arthas, ETC coming back, played by Norak. An unpronounceable Dusteries, I'm gonna go with. Name on the Anduin player there, and Hedon on Valor for the hyper carry there.
Yeah, so we do see the puncturing arrow build coming out from Valor. Monster Hunter at level 1.
That's a bit of an odd choice, isn't it?
On this map, you don't usually see it. You usually want that multi-shot build. The movement speed helps you a lot, and obviously the multi-shot is probably the best sort of damage output usually from Valor. But obviously team preference. Did you see the scatter build from Hanzo once again as well?
He's already getting a few stats on that as well, so not too shabby of a start there for Kwak-A-Mole. Like you said, with that Q build, not entirely standard, but expect to see perhaps Valor soloing turret camps and what have you.
Yeah, and obviously post 7 it is a lot of single target damage output, right? You can QEQ them. It's just typically not the most common of talents on this map.
I wonder if we're going to see any sneaky support camps with that Valor extra clear, because having a Valor with a Q build on this map, you can delete that healer bot. What is it called? Does it have an official name?
The healing turret.
Sentinel, I guess, technically.
The support camp, yes.
Yes.
Yeah, but we do see the turret camp being taken here for the red team. Obviously Valor having to come down and help out the Anduin. Lucio's starting their own as well. So obviously this map is so important about item control. You literally want to take your turrets on cooldown. You want to take it at the minute mark, purely because it will spawn again during the first objective. So you normally want to challenge the first objective for a little bit, and then when the aim team contests it, sort of at like 60%, back out, take your turret, and then recontest the point with an additional turret.
Yep. Those turrets add a lot of extra damage, especially if they go uncontested and just go pew pew pew. It's like a mini Reyna shooting at you during the the objective, and it does add up. Like, I guess it's more of a like a tracer, I guess, like a static purple tracer.
Yeah, absolutely. We see the pleb camp being taken now by Andrew and Valor. Pleb camp being started for the blue team as well. So both teams just working on their camp control and, yeah, I suppose what little macro there is on this map. Obviously, this map is very, very scripted, right? It's like when you get the first objective, you do a bit of damage to the mid wall, you go top, you get the second objective, you go bot. It's a very, very scripted kind of map. But yeah, there we do see the puncturing arrow from Valor at level 4. So this is where Valor just wants to try to stack this up, and then obviously level 7, and at 13 then you can 16 you can go the spell power or manticore. But spell power is quite common with arrow build as well.
It's a pretty good talent in general, but talents aside of Smoke Bro on top, Erupts, no casualties so far. It's been a really even game. Both teams matching rotations.
Yeah, Arthur's just camping on the Ural on the bot side, obviously trying to stack his D. So it's a bit of an unusual build, but this is the build that Arthur's went last time as well. So he tends to go D, and then the 2 Q talents at 4 and 7. And then just goes into it. But we do see the point being channeled by the blue team, Kwak-A-Mole.
Yep, and the turrets, like you mentioned earlier, they're going to be respawning very soon, the fortification camps. And interestingly enough, Just Cause fortification camp is spawning 15 seconds earlier. We'll see if that matters. In the meantime, Nora falling a bit low, and the red team have used their first turret already.
Yeah, and Andrew has to get the pull out on to save the ETC there. Cassia obviously now gets her Surge of Light activatable. Dizzy Dwarf goes in on the Mephisto, trying to put out some damage. Meanwhile, Norak sliding in aggressively onto Hearn. Hearn does get the flip over. Norak, though, could be in trouble here as he takes a lot of damage. But meanwhile, it's Waveman that's falling extremely low. The Cassia damage on top of him. He tries to jump to safety, does get his armor procced there, and is able to walk away.
That was really surprising. I mean, Norak walked in with not a lot of health, and I guess he had trust in his support, and that's what a good support in a tank will do. They will know each other's cooldowns, and as a tank player, you'll be able to go in even if you're low, rather relatively speaking, I guess, low HP, and still expect to survive. Of course, he 3-tap, so that helped him survive as well. So, second turret has been picked up.
Yeah, turret camp being picked up by Just Cause here, so at this point it's going to be contested. Norak goes in, misses his slide on his ETC. The blue team not opting to take their turret camp yet. Hanzo just poking away with that scatter build. Dizzy Dwarf takes a lot of damage there as the Cassia goes in. Norak, though, is slowed from Waveman there on the rail, jumping in, does get the interrupt on the ETC slide there. Turret being dropped for the red team here. They're falling extremely low from just a poke of Hanzo and Mephisto here, but can they turn it into kills? Mephisto goes back in for that poke. Andrin having a hard time trying to heal him up.
Yeah, it doesn't look like Kwak-A-Mole can quite find the kill, but the red HP bars are falling very low. Gianna was out of mana, but she managed to tap in. Mephisto goes down in the backline. Surprisingly enough, I didn't quite catch that. I was too focused on Arthur's there. Bala in a bit of trouble, not too much. Oh, yeah, Hedon manages to get out. Lucio goes in aggressively for the kill. Instead, he dies, bringing kill count to 2. Oh, actually, it's a trade. Never mind. 2 for 1 on the side
Bob
of
goes in, gets the
Kwak-A-Mole.
kill, but Waveman jumping in on the URL, desperately trying to secure a team. The red team is so low. It's Bob, it's him, it's Waveman. They're desperately trying here. Hanzo trying to get that poke in. He's almost out of mana as well, but the red team, they're gone to tap. I don't know if they can come back here. As Cassie goes in aggressively here and does secure the kill onto Hanzo. Mephisto jumps in there trying to get the kill onto Hedon and does secure the kill onto the Valor. Uriel jumps in aggressively, but Cassia says, hold my tea, I've got you. Pops a Surge of Light and kills the Uriel. But this point is still being contested here as Johanna goes down next, but Lucio's back now.
They are not done yet. Oh, Andon walks out just barely by the skin of his teeth, if teeth even have skin. Mephisto, he is not done. He is not given up. Well, he has now. So when the settles, 2 kills versus 5 and a protector going over to Just Cause.
The first protector, what a brawl. I love brawling. What a brawl that was.
Fun, especially if you're winning.
Yeah, but so we do see the protector take down the mid lane wall as we mentioned earlier. Now on March top, and the objective of this is to try and secure the top fountain. So this will give you an advantage going into the next protector. Obviously, the objective is going to be here. So take down the well, and he gives you advantage. But meanwhile, they are taking a lot of punishment here, and ETC actually sliding in
I'm not sure
aggressively
you want
onto
to slide
2.
in there.
Yeah.
He is in a lot of trouble. Yeah, he does fall down.
I think either he went to kill. Oh, the Dragon's Arrow coming out though onto T forever. The Scatter Arrow as well. The Blessed Shield on top of it. Cassia, sure he's going to get taken down here. Can't make it to the Protected, by the way, and gets taken down.
Nice attempt there from Anduin to save, to use Holy Word Salvation to save his teammate. Unfortunately, no Leap of Fate off cooldown to first bring the teammate into that protection field. So another kill goes off to Kwak-A-Mole, and they pick up themselves a healing item. I think technically it's called a Biotic Emitter, the fancy name for it.
Yeah, they get the healing turret. Now they want to contest this as well. They're coming down aggressively. They did know that Cassia was still dead and on her way down. But the red team are going to have all their ultimates except Hollywood Salvation back online. But they don't want to contest this. They're happy with their small advantage. They do get the fountain top, so that does give them a big advantage going into the next fight. But item control wise for the next fight does favour the blue team. They do have a turret and a support camp.
Yep, given the fact that they lost the first objective and are technically down 1 kill, Kwak-A-Mole have been doing a great job of sulking and staying even in the game.
Yeah, pleb camp being taken again by the red team. Obviously, when the objective is top, you don't need to time this this camp. It literally does nothing, right? The camp, all it does is just sort of denies XP essentially. But you want to just do it on cooldown just to get that experience, so it'll be back up quicker. It spawns in 2 minutes, so yeah.
Yep, there's that. Pleb camps, as you aptly named them, have been taken. They don't do a lot. I mean, their attacks are colourful. That's
yeah,
about
Johanna made
it.
a step, but did pop the iron skin and was able to walk to safety here. Meanwhile, in the bot lane, it's still the solo, it's Yrel, the Arthas. Literally nothing's happening. They're full HP. They're spinning on mounts. It's off lane. But they're rotating up to top lane. They want part of the action. They're bored of spinning on their mounts here, it seems. And they want close to Iron Skin being popped here by Johanna. Slide missing out by Norak. Mephisto goes in with that W damage, just trying to get some poke.
Yeah, he goes in, he goes right out. That's what Mephisto does. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, Iron Skin did get a bit of a nerf for last patch. I think the cooldown got increased, I want to say.
What, sorry? Iron Skin? Yeah.
Iron Skin, yeah.
Yeah, the Iron Skin cooldown got increased and the Blessed Shield upgrade at 20 got nerfed. So it's trying to make her less oppressive to play into, so you can play around her D a bit more and punish her when she misuses it.
Alright, well, we'll see if that works out during the remainder of the game. So far, Johanna doesn't seem to have had too many problems dealing with that ETC in the front line. Of course, as the game goes on, the damage will amp for Just Cause, and they'll be able to get through that Iron Skin much quicker than they are able right now.
Yeah, ETC and Arthas are showing in the bot lane there, so they could pull the trigger here in the mid, but blue team opts not to. They want to just go top and start the channel, but the red team, they do want to take their turret camp. That's what they're hovering around here. The turret camp is going to be back up in a couple of seconds, and it's going to be 20 seconds for the other camp for the blue
Yeah, if
team.
they're greedy enough, they could, realistically speaking, they could rotate for that second turret camp as well. But Johanna and Hanzo, together with Yrel, they're rotating down. They're sniffing out that, what's the noun for potential? I guess potential is the noun. Jesus Christ, English so hard. Meanwhile, back on top, Arthas is there to contest Lucio.
Yeah, so we do see Arthas stepping up onto the point here, just trying to make sure that the blue team, though, they do opt to go and take their own turret camp.
So still ahead in terms of items, aren't they?
Yeah, it's 5 kills to 4. It's level 14 v 14, guys. It's a very, very close game number 2. The only advantage the red team have in this top lane is they have a well, whilst the blue team does not. But they're opting to start taking the support camp with, obviously they all knew they were on the point here, but ETC is going to go in aggressively. He wants to try and mosh pit here. Iron Skin being popped early. ETC not quite getting the Dragon Arrow in the backline. Yrel's jumping in aggressively here, trying to get the kill, but the Holy Will Salvation, there's no more interrupts. Lucio with the boot though, into the Durance of Hate here. The sound barrier comes out as well. Anduin gets taken down, and so does Valor. They want more. Yrel jumps back in again. Lucio, duck and diving, goes in and secures the kill onto Cassia again.
Oh my god, Kwak-A-Mole. They are looking good. I'm not gonna lie, it looked a bit questionable the way they moved for that healer camp, but I don't know what happened. Like, ETC is disconnected. He's out of there. He's seen it. He's had enough.
Yep. But we do get a pause, so unfortunately you're back to my face. But thankfully we have Shadow next to me. But guys, Kwak-A-Mole are really stepping up in this series so far. It did look like, unfortunately, the ETC did disconnect in the in the middle of that fight, which is why he sort of went on point and just sort of
Stood there.
sat there. Yeah, sort of stood there.
We're waiting for the mosh pit, and he just stood there. Oh, unlucky for a teammate. Meanwhile, Aviator,
Rage quitting.
do you want to hear a really bad pun?
Sure.
Kwak-A-Mole, I guess you might call them Kwak-A-winning. See, it's really bad. It's really bad.
Hopefully, it looks like both teams are ready, so we don't need to. Unfortunately, we just had some technical difficulties there. Oh dear.
More than
Anyway,
you
so it
can
looks like
imagine.
both teams are ready, so we will get a countdown from one of the moderators, just to make sure that the game is ready now. And yeah, it looks like it is, so we're back into the game.
Right, here we are, and still 3 members of Just Cause dead, which means that's a free protector and a talent tier advantage going over to Kwak-A-Mole right now. I guess they've deserved it. They've showed some really good team fights in game number 2 as well, despite not getting the Leoric and Jaina, which were quite important to their, should I say, what's the word? Well, we'll just go with combination. I can't think of the fancy word, but...
Yeah, but meanwhile, the Protector has been taken now by Kwak-A-Mole. They are marching down this top lane, taking down the wall, but essentially what they want here from this Protector, the third Protector always wants to go bot lane, and he wants to secure this well. The well is the goal. But obviously, if you take damage on if you can take the wall down, take the fort down as well, then it opens up the game a little bit more for you. For that third Protector, we want to march down. But the red team may try and fight it behind it here. Mephisto goes in, just trying to harass it. ETC does get a nice slide in though, no mosh pit pulled. Obviously, there would be an interrupt from the Protector available.
Yep, Protector down to 2/3 of his HP, but the bottom fort is already open up. The gate is destroyed, and that fountain is going to soon follow the fate. Now, that was an interesting stun on the fountain. I guess it does disable tapping from it, so, I mean, a valid strategy. The fort is going to share the fate of the fountain. I want to say at least it's looking like it, and...
Yeah, it looks like the most secure. This fort
yeah,
goes down. Now, they may want to try and fight here behind this Protector. It's CTC slide interrupted again by the Lucio beat. Arthas comes down with the root. The Valor stun coming out here. Johanna goes in, the sound barrier coming out. The Durance of Hate landing. The Holy Will Salvation, though, trying to heal up his team. But meanwhile, bot side is Cassia. She takes a lot of damage here. She's trying to get a nice flank off, though. On the blue team, the mosh pit comes out from Norak onto 2 members. But it's Cassia that gets taken down. This only kill is so low on the side of the blue team. But Urel, with the heal, able to heal up here. Meanwhile, Herm on the Hanzo takes a bit of punishment. Mephisto wants to go back in. They're chasing. They want more.
They might find it.
Yeah, absolutely.
They will. Oh, great. Stuck on the wrong side there of that team fight, or rather during the chasing action. And it's free Rio estate right now for Kwak-A-Mole. 3 members dead once again. The longer death timers, they take a turret. I guess they can either push bottom lane, which works well if you get the third Protector, as that spawns on bottom. You can just march for keep. Or they could opt to go for top fort and get a few more camps. And it looks like they're a bit indecisive.
Absolutely, but they do take the pleb camp, obviously just to try and deny some XP. This literally does nothing. It ints into like the tower at this point, I think. I think it actually ints into the tower. You ready?
Yeah. Oh, wow.
There it goes. But anyway, they are going to push out this top lane, and they wanted to secure the support camp as well with their advantage. So 10 kills to 5, level 19 v 17 momentarily. 20s will be in sooner for Kwak-A-Mole.
Yep, quite a strong position to be in right now if your name is Kwak-A-Mole. And after they get that bottom turret, correct me if my maths are wrong, and they often are, but I think this is bringing the item count up to 4. 2 turrets, 3 turrets, yep, 3 turrets and a healing item. That's almost a full house.
Yep. However, the red team, they need to look for a fight now. They need to be the aggressors here. And it's Just Cause so far have been, up until this series, they've been always ahead. They haven't really had to fight from behind so far today. So it's a good test for Just Cause. But the blue team should not try and force the engage either. They just need to play passive and stay 20. Although ETC is showing in the bot lane,
talking about passive leashes, anything but.
Yeah, well, ETC is showing. ETC showing in the bot lane means that the blue team could absolutely pull the trigger. 5v4 in their favour. I just want to secure this top fort here, but 20s aren't quite in here. Misses the fact that they don't want to take really. Sound barrier coming out, trying to peel for the team. Ilgrey with the army tries to go in. Norak's coming in there. He wants that slide. Slide interrupted again, and oh, it's so unlucky. Lucio with the plays there, booping ETC away, and ETC ends up dancing on his own with no one to hold. Unlucky.
Doesn't need high five to be I guess he doesn't need high five to throw his opponents when you're that good at the game. Now level 20 in, player of the game goes through, doesn't actually quite hit anyone, so no player of the game there for Hanzo.
Yeah, play of the game, fail of the game. Hanzo arrow whiffs, but it was a good attempt though. Obviously,
Well, like,
level
yeah.
20s are in. If they land the arrow, they could potentially get a nice big blessed shield on top of it. Endurance of Hate. Obviously, this is the upgraded Endurance of Hate as well. So it's Unspeakable Horror, which silences enemies for 3 seconds after the route expires.
And a 5th item has been picked up by Kwak-A-Mole. Or Kwak-A-Mole, I guess. Technically.
Yeah, every hero has an item for Kwak-A-Mole. So, what could they get with this level 20 though? Obviously they're going to get the Protector, but are they going to try and siege bot lane with their advantage? Leave one on the Protector and try and siege on this bot lane? Open up the wall perhaps?
Hmm.
And then march to the core with the Protector?
I guess it will kind of depend if they manage to find a kill during the Protector phase, because as good as their advantage is, when you got 1 or 2 people in the Protector, that means less items are available to drop. And the Protector hasn't quite scaled, at least not as much as it does during the later stages of the game. It's still, I want to say, relatively early into the late game. There you go. That's one for the oxymoron history.
Yeah, but now this Protector is going to be marching down this bot lane. 20s aren't in for the red team. They're desperately trying to soak it, but Cassio's going to have to come back now and they're going to try and defend this. The keeps are gone, right? The keep's going to go.
Yeah, that
It's
keep...
just a question of if they don't stagger, or if they don't die, and then they don't lose the game. But they do need to start putting out some damage onto the Protector, though.
Yeah, that Protector ain't gonna kill itself. I mean, the keep is shooting at it, is dealing a decent amount of damage, but the palm of disable enemy structures hits it. I don't think that's the official name of it, but anyways, the Protector's still healthy. That's the point. 80% HP. Looking to go towards the core. Endurance of Hate used there.
Yeah, Endurance of Hate just missing out there. But this looks like to be a core attempt. So guys, is this clownable is the question. The core is falling. It's down to 70%. The Protector's just hammering away. ETC goes in. The Blessed Shield gets some stun though. Meanwhile, Mephisto secures the kill. There's no death metal. There's no 20s. The core is falling. It's 25%. The Protector's going to go down. But it's GG. It's well played. Kwak-A-Mole take the series 2-0 so far.
Wow.
Kwak-A-Mole, holy moly, Kwak-A-Mole. They're popping off so far. This series 2-0 currently. Obviously, this is a best of 5, guys. So do not count Just Cause out yet. There is always the reverse sweep.
Yeah, but if that was a best of 3, I mean, you would have been over. I don't know. I think Just Cause, they got rattled a bit in the first game, and they got a bit of a bad start in game number 1. I wouldn't even say bad. It was just, compared to game number 1, it was a bit worse, I want to say, and they kind of got demoralized now. Of course, it is a best of 5, like you said, and there is still the potential for Just Cause turning this around. I hope they win at least the next match, so we get a longer series. So far, we've had some great hot games coming from both of those teams, and they're both, I want to say, they're very even level. It's just, it feels like Just Cause, they can't find that special something that lets them get back into the series. And if they manage to do so, I think we might have 5-game series on our hands.
Yeah, I think so. I think Just Cause could turn it around though, right? There's a reason why they have won 10 out of 10 of their match series. So I think they can still pull it off. They're not out of it yet, and I wonder what we're going to go to for our map now. So it is obviously up to Just Cause if they want map pick or first pick, and they're going to go to Cursed Hollow. Now, Cursed Hollow is a map that we cast earlier, actually, Yosh and I, with this team on it. And Yosh said they like to do like a secret thing. It's not really that secret. They just like to bypass the fort and go for the keep when there's a curse active. But they played Cursed exceptionally well. So, and we haven't really had like a macro map yet um, to test Kwak-A-Mole. So perhaps their team fighting is on point as we've seen, but perhaps their macro might be lacking, might be slightly subpar because Just Cause do favour the bigger maps. They do like Cursed Hollow, they like Ultrac Pass. They haven't played Sky Temple, but yeah, Ultrac Pass is their favourite with 8 picks, 75% win rate, and Cursed Hollow is their second with 7 picks. They played it 9 times with an 88% win rate.
Right, so if there's one thing I would like to see from Just Cause here on Cursed Hollow, it's prioritizing some kind of a global hero in the draft. Like you mentioned, Cursed Hollow, big map, 3 lanes, about as big as it gets. So having that global presence to help with soaking and split pushing, it would be ever so important for them. Something like a full stab, perhaps? That's been quite popular recently, hasn't it?
Yes.
Similarly, the hacker, or is it just me who plays the hacker these days?
No, Dahaka was picked in. It was picked against Just Cause, but the last time they did get they played Arthas in the last time. But also that's the first time that Arthas has lost a game, by the way.
So much for our 100% win rate, huh?
Yeah, exactly. So it's
What is next? High five?
oh no, we don't get the. Hopefully, we don't get the high five game, but it is 100% win rate, as Yosh kindly pointed out. So, guys, this is it. We're 2-0 up for Kwak-A-Mole. Just Cause. Can they fight back? Can they do the reverse sweep? It's possible. It's been done before. We've seen it happen. If it is, it's going to be a long night, and we're going to be in for 3 more maps of Heroes of the Storm.
Oh, here's
But
hoping.
But it looks like we're ready, and we want to. It looks like teams are ready. So
Yep.
let's head. I think we're going to go into the draft. We're just waiting on someone to push the start button.
Bit of a delay when you push the button, anyways.
Draft is up, ladies and gentlemen. There will be a contest on screen for you. Get your bets in now. Exclamation mark points tells you how many points you've got. Exclamation mark bet A and a number of points for the team in blue. The underdogs on paper, but the team that seems to be popping off is Kwak-A-Mole. Exclamation mark bet B and the number of points for the favourite really on paper, but the team that seems to be struggling against the moles, it's Just Cause. So get your bets in now, guys.
Right. So, banning phase. Do you expect to see any changes? Is it going to be Imperious, Greymane once again? I guess.
I think Greymane and I think Imperious, yes, unless they want it themselves, perhaps. But I can't see. If they don't play Imperious and they don't play Deckard Cain, then just ban them out. It's working for them so far, so
exactly.
Why change it?
Especially for Kwak-A-Mole, everything they've been doing so far has been working for them. So they shouldn't feel under any pressure or obligation to change any of it or whatsoever, other than of course the minor adaptations depending on the map. Now the serious question is, after Greymane has been taken out, what kind of a second ban do you Just Cause go for? Is it the Leoric again that we saw in game number 1?
It could be the Hanzo. I think it might be the Hanzo. But it does leave Cassia open. But Kwak-A-Mole haven't actually played Cassia at all in the regular season. They actually banned it out 5 times themselves. So it could be that they don't have a Cassia player on their team. So, yeah.
Yeah, I gotta remember, comfortable picks mean just as much as meta picks, especially, you know, in the non-professional scene, which, or I guess semi-professional. That's what we are, right? Semi-professional. Technically, is that what we are?
No, this is amateur.
Amateur. There you go. That's the word I was. Jesus Christ, English so hard. Right.
But there's the Cassia
scene.
ban. So
There
it
you
is the
go.
Cassia ban, and Hanzo still being open. But obviously, they like their Johanna. They're going to go for Johanna. So I wonder if we'll see the Hanzo denied being picked up here, because they're going to go for it if they don't. They're either going to get the Hanzo or the Jaina one way or another. And so far, I think they've been favouring the Lucio and the Hanzo.
Yep, that they have. If I had to put any money on it, probably I would say Hanzo, just like you did. I guess we'll see if we're right soon enough. Yeah, here's the Hanzo and the ETC for Norak once again.
Yeah, so similar drafts to game one. Obviously, the same heroes keep coming up. They're just sort of swapping sides essentially now. But are we going to get a Leoric? Are they going to try and deny that Entomb and then ban out the Arthas next? But no, they're going to go for Falstad and Lucio again.
Yep. What's that? Lucio third time in a row? Something like that.
Yep, this is the third game that Lucio and Johanna are played together. Hanzo, Johanna, and Lucio have had 100% win rate this series, but Hanzo now being on the enemy team. We'll have to see if Hanzo still has a 100% win rate in this series after this game.
Yeah, we'll see. And I don't know, I gotta say, I didn't expect the Falstad to be picked by Kwak-A-Mole, but in retrospect, I shouldn't be too surprised. I guess they're going to show us and prove us that they can also play the macro maps just as well as they did the smaller 3-lane maps. And of course, Falstad doubly important, if that's even an English word, not only because of his global on Curse Hollow, but because of all that boss control he provides with the Gust.
Yeah, and they're banning out the Dahaka as well, so they're really trying to choke the globals. Obviously, Brightwing is available if they really want to. We did see a Brightwing earlier on this map. Actually, it was played quite well, to be fair to Brightwing. It was played, but there we see Li Ming and Anduin.
Anduin, yeah. So no Ana again. Even though she goes quite well with Li Ming. I'm not surprised about the lack of Brightwing. Brightwing generally works better with higher HP pool tanks such as Diablo. And ETC is, I think technically is the one that has the smallest HP pool, isn't he?
Who's that, sorry?
ETC.
I don't know if a Nubrak or ETC. I'm not sure. It's one of the two.
Be a close call, wouldn't it?
Yeah. But what we're going to get last, it's going to be Leoric and it's going to be Jaina. So guys, these hero pools seem to be fairly small. No, I'm kidding. They're obviously picking their comfort. They're picking their comfort picks, and we're going for that. So it's going to be Entomb. So we got Gust. It could be a Hinterland, but there's the Sonya last pick. Okay. So are we going to get a leap?
I mean,
are they going to try and leap their way to a 2-1
into the series?
Yeah, or are they going to try and pop their wrath to try and stay in the game?
I don't know. See, I've put my points on Just Cause, not only because I want to see a larger and longer series, but Li Ming has the potential to turn any fight into a wipe very quickly. Overall, I'm a big fan of Li Ming, so we'll see.
Yeah, I think the Li Ming could be the deciding factor here. You know, Li Ming's always that hero that can just turn the fight on its head. You get one reset, and she can just ping pong. Well, God, I can't speak either. But you know, she bounces around like a ping pong ball.
Whose idea was to put two non-native English speakers on casting duty at the same time?
I know. It's difficult, isn't it? I mean, I speak Welsh for 90% of my day, so it's confusing. But no, it's all good fun, guys. We're here. This is 2-0 up. Game number 3. Just Cause need to win this map to stay in the series. But that's enough of our faces. Let's head into the game.
Prepare yourself for battle.
So, the blue team, it's Kwak-A-Mole. We have Dizzy Dwarf on the Leo, Bob on Johanna, Doom Redcoat on his Lucio again, it's Herm on the Falstad, and it's Waveman on Jaina.
Going up against, in red, give it up in chat, they need your support very much so. It's Team Just Cause with D Forever on Li Ming, Ogre on Sonya. Norak once again on the Hedon, picking the Hanzo and this series on the Anduin healer there.
Fight.
Right, so here we are on the middle lane, 4 versus 4, not, or rather 5 versus 4 there for Kwak-A-Mole. They should get a early wave clear and be able to get to their lanes quicker respectively. Or did I lie? I don't remember if Lorik was already on top. Anyways,
Lorik already started in the
yeah,
top side. He went up. Yeah, obviously you can wait for the 30 seconds and then the tribute will show, and then typically you want to rotate your global to the opposite lane to the tribute, obviously to give yourself that most global advantage. I mean, it's not the case in this instance, but we'll have to see how they play it out. Now, camps will be spawning in 3 seconds, and we already see
yeah.
Hanzo going over to start on the easy camp.
And talking about camps, 4-star, no surprise, he's opted for that wingman talent. So a few minutes into the game, he might look to steal a camp. He might just opt to bribe his own camp. So we'll see how that goes. Looking at the talents across the whole board, I'm not seeing anything too surprising. Are you, Aviator?
No, we got Force Armor from Li Ming, so obviously you either only go Power Hungry or Force Armor. This case, she's opted for Force Armor, obviously into a W build Falstad and a Jaina. It's probably going to be the pickup here.
Right, so Siege Camp has been picked up by Just Goals, and it has been traded for the Bruiser Camp on mid. So both teams approaching the camping situation slightly differently. Of course, given the tribute positioning on the bottom lane, that Siege Camp isn't going to get too much value if it gets delayed anyway. So Just Goals doing the sensible thing, picking it now, as it's not going to get them much during the tribute anyways.
I'm surprised they're not pushing mid a little bit more with their hard camp. Obviously, they had the wave as well, and it's only Li Ming to defend it. Obviously, Hanzo and Anduin are taking a year to kill their hard camp, unfortunately for them. But we do see a 3-man rotation down into the bot sides. We have Falstad, Johanna, and Lucio just camping in the bot lane, making sure that these Siege Giants don't get any value. Jaina going top to make sure to time this camp. So this camp will be pushing whilst the tribute is active in the bot lane.
Yep, it only takes Jaina's whole mana bar to take out, so she's going to be backing off. She shouldn't be too late, however, for the tribute. There's still 15 seconds before that spawns, and both teams looking to start rotating towards it. It looks like, for the time being, it's going to be a 4 versus 4, with Sonya and Lorik stuck at the top. No global there for either of those heroes.
No, so you want to see Lorik come down. They might try to rotate, clear one more. They might want to clear one more wave. I meant just try and interrupt it and rotate down, but they don't have a huge amount of safe interrupts here. Falsa needs to be careful. Does barrel roll to safety. No interrupt. Lucio actually goes round the whole way down and just to get that one interrupt there, and that's a feels bad as Lucio just gets speared to the face by Sonya and gets taken out. First blood going over to Just Cause.
Good job to Just Cause. Now, of course, Sonya did rotate earlier. They couldn't have known for the small Lucio mistake there, about the small Lucio mistake, rather I should say grammatically correct in English. But that meant Siege Camp on the top lane, he did get some damage. He's got a whole tower and half a gay. Lorik stayed, got some extra soak, got some extra damage. So overall, not the worst trade for Kwak-A-Mole in the end, especially with the next tribute
commitment
spawning.
onto Sonya in the top lane there, popping the Iron Skin Johanna, and she gets the kill onto the Sonya.
Right, so kill count has been even now. Experience bars, slight advantage for Kwak-A-Mole, and that would be expected given that they have access to the global ability on Falstad, of course.
Yeah, obviously even Falstad, not bot side though, he is in the mid lane. Obviously Flight isn't fully global. But Lucio, ETC sliding in onto the Lucio, they're making sure that they do get the interrupt. Jaina's going to try and channel. The knockback there from ETC trying to pay for his team as Hanzo goes in. Interestingly, Hanzo did go Q build, by the way, not W on this map. So this map, you usually want to see W builds for the boss, etc. But Falstad using the flight to go to the bot lane just to try and soak this experience up. So this is sort of like the bird box build is what it was called, by the way, coming out. But meanwhile, mid lane, the pole being used by Anduin onto Hanzo just to make sure that he survives there. So he does get out of safety. But yeah, the Falstad build is nicknamed bird box. Essentially, you go bribe, AA heal, boomerang, gust, and then you get the trait 2 talents at 13 and 16, and then obviously wind tunnel or epic mount or whatever, but usually wind tunnel at 20.
Yeah, but talking about builds, I want to point out Sonya going with the slightly less meta build these days with the old style Shot of Fury Poison Spear, which I gotta say I personally prefer. Not much of a solo lane player, but from what I do play on Sonya and throw, I really do love that build.
She's getting ganked in the top lane there as Jaina comes up. She's trying to spin to win. Yeah. But Leoric says, swish to the face, get out of my lane.
no build saves you in that kind of a situation. Or perhaps the self cleanse on the from the storm might have made a difference. But anyway, Sonya goes down level 10 in for Kwak-A-Mole. Once again, they are taking the lead in the game. So Just Cause, what do they need to do to stay in the game and in the series?
Yeah, the level 10s are in as well for Kwak-A-Mole. So we do see the Sand Barrier. It is the Gust, Entomb, Ring of Frost, and Blessed Shield. Now, Hansa's going to get a lot of interrupts over here, but does need to be careful. Doesn't want to get sort of entombed. He's being zoned out now. They're trying to delay this to try and get 10. But the best thing to do for Just Cause is they want to soak 10 now with T forever in the bot side. And then obviously they just want to try and look for a team fight.
Yeah, he goes Falstad to the bottom lane with that for light ability, making use of his global presence, minimizing the amount of damage those Siege Giants and Lee can. And I think this is going to be a boss attempt by Just Cause, which I think is the better rotation call here. Well, Joanna has sniffed out together with Lorik. That might be enough to dissuade the red team for the time being from the boss.
Yeah, but we do have ults on now in for Just Cause, so it is going to be leaping their way hopefully to victory. It's Wave of Force, it's Mosh Pit, it's Dragon's Arrow, and it's Light Bomb from the Anduin. So all our level 10s are online. They're all ready. This is going to be the fight.
Yep, lots of crowd control on the side of Just Cause, and if there's one thing that's hard to work against when you Lucio, is crowd control. You don't have access to cleanse. Obviously, he hasn't gone for high 5. So no
Dragon's Arrow coming out though, does land onto the Li Ming here, does land onto Jaina here. The Li Ming gets the combo and gets deleted here. Dumar gets pulled out into the Entomb. Unfortunately, the Light Bomb coming out. That's me trying to peel here. The Mosh Pit, the Gust to safety. And they're trying to contest it. Hands are jumping over the wall, but it's Anduin that goes down next. It's a 1-for-1 trade here. ETC slides in aggressively, gets the knockback down, but Johanna with that Iron Skin able to just tank a lot of damage and gets to stay back up. And Falsa trying and cap now. They need to get this interrupt. This is going to be Curse.
Kwak-A-Mole's frontline very healthy, of course. The enemy has managed to tap the red team, but they're still falling rapidly in HP. ETC goes down, Falstad survives, and Sonya goes down as well. So this is the worst time for you as a team to get any kills dropped, and this might actually turn into staggered kills. Yeah, indeed, Li Ming falls. So there's Curse, there are camps pushing your lanes, and you stagger death timers. This is worst case scenario for Just Cause here. Really looking grim for them.
Yeah, the fact that Falstad lived there was so unlucky for Just Cause. The Falstad escaped with like 2 HP or something stupid like that, right? He gets the barrel roll off. It's like 1 auto attack and they get the kill. But yeah, they secured the 1 kill with the Li Ming combo, right? But then she got caught into the Ring of Frost and then pulled into the Entomb, unfortunately. So it's just a nice Ring of Frost from Jaina, like a panic ring, fully died. But Entomb comes out, the HC gets deleted. Dragon's Arrow not enough to peel here. And the blue team are just marching through this mid lane.
Yep, yeah, they might be looking at keep here. Of course, they didn't quite skip the fort, but they've taken down the whole keep wall anyway. So that keep is looking up for the taking next time Kwak-A-Mole get themselves a few kills. Now they are looking at boss, and I guess they can afford to, as ETC is still dead. They probably know that Mosh Pit is on cooldown, and of course Herm has access to that Gust.
Yeah, exactly. So they know that ETC is going to be on the way back. They're not going to be in time either. So this boss is going to be taken. And this is an already opened keep. So obviously the blue team just try and muscle their way through this top keep.
Yep, it shouldn't quite get the whole structure, but it should at least bring it down to half HP, I want to say.
No, I think this keeps a goner.
Oh no, it's already. Oh yeah.
If they push in with it as well, it's already taken some damage. They don't have a huge. They don't have W either. They've got Q on Hanzo, so it's not the best sort of siege into it either. And they're posturing up for it. Dizzy Dwarf just making sure they are going to secure this first keep of the game. We're 10 minutes into the game, guys. Yeah, this keep looks to be a goner. They could look for a tomb afterwards. As the leap goes into the backline aggressively onto the Falstad, but it gets blessed shield immediately by the Sonya. Dragon's Arrow coming out there. Light Bomb used on the Sonya, but it doesn't get anything. The Gust the team away just to kill the Li Ming there. Perfect play. Big boy Entomb though onto 2. The Ring of Frost. It's a nightmare. It looks like Just Cause have just lost the series, perhaps. They're going to go for core. The GGs are already coming out.
The GGs are coming on. Kwak-A-Mole, they are not stopping.
Yeah. Can Norak pull off a God Mosh again? He does get the Mosh off, but then Soppo's being popped by Johanna. The boot from Lucio, able to interrupt it. It's GG, well played. Going over to Kwak-A-Mole.
Wow.
Kwak-A-Mole, they are victorious. I think from the offset, I think most people counted them out. I thought, a lot of people were saying, "Oh, Just Cause will take this, it's easy." Saw all of that in chat, etc. But Kwak-A-Mole really, really turned up today.
Yeah, I mean, it's in a very convincing fashion as well. 3-0, like every game after that first win they got, every game after that, it was going more and more in their favor. So confident. I mean, congratulations to them. I guess congratulations are due.
Yeah, commiserations though to Just Cause, who've put up a brilliant fight, and I'm sure they've had a fantastic season as well. Going 10 games undefeated must be a really good feeling for them. So yeah, really well played to them, and commiserations. But we'll see them next season. Probably not in Division 7, I imagine, judging by their their dominant performances, etc. throughout. But I'm sure they've enjoyed it, and yeah, it's been a pleasure casting it.
Yeah, but I shall keep an eye on them and see whether their rise to glory continues next season.
Yeah, so Kwak-A-Mole are victorious, and do you know what they win? They win the highest quality of plastic trophies. It's
Oh, hell
incredible. It's a 3D printed, made by Eve, I believe.
yeah.
Or they used to be, and yeah, so it's a really nice 3D printed cup trophy thing. It's unique as well, right? Which is what I quite like about them.
Exactly.
Is that it's not like a typical go onto eBay, search for something and buy something. So there's always that, which is a blessing. So Shadow, what did you think of our final?
Well, it definitely took me by surprise. I'm not gonna lie. I was personally I wouldn't have minded seeing games, but Kwak-A-Mole, very convincing performance. They deserved the win. I'm sure they've worked hard, and it wasn't for lack of effort or lack of trying from their opponents, just because they really put up the best fight they could. I feel like.
Yeah, I feel like game one was a really good game, right? I feel like game one was the closest out of them all. For Sky was as well. Unfortunately, ETC did have a disconnect, sort of right at a crucial
Yeah.
moment as well. And that kind of swung the game really, because they got level 16, they got the protector. I mean, it's just hard to try and find a way back into the game essentially after that. But they gave their heart out, etc. But guys, while we are waiting for the teams, etc. Just to remind you all that signups are still open for season 13 of Heroes Lounge. If you go to heroeslounge.gg and check out how to sign up, etc., there's brilliant guides on it. It's just an amateur Heroes of the Storm tournament, etc. This isn't it from us. We will be momentarily soon with a winners interview. And obviously tomorrow it's the Epic Cup. So we'll have divisions 4 and 5 teams battling it out, just like we've had today, throughout the whole day between 6 and 7. But tomorrow it's the 5 and 4 turn. And yeah, there's loads more to come, guys. There's a Heroes Lounge charity stream and Just for Fun tournament on Saturday, the 8th of August. It'll be hosted on this channel, so make sure you follow. It's raising money for the Stephen Lawrence Charitable Trust and the Gendered Intelligence. It's proposed and organised by Fictional and Skylaw, and it's just a game of fun, etc. Yep.
Yeah.
But
Hi guys.
Hey guys.
Hey.
oh, hi.
Hi.
And
Okay.
We're live. All right.
Nice.
Putting the
We're-
sound a little bit down.
we're joined with the winners, Kwak-A-Mole. Congratulations, guys. How are you feeling?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Very excited.
Yes.
Yeah, great.
I have to say I think we came into this tournament, especially in this Rec Up, very iffy because we lost to both Just Cause and Unleashed in the North
In
base.
the pool
Yeah.
phase.
Divisions.
I don't think that we prepared a lot, but I noticed that we have a very different mindset in comparison to the pool I think that's why there were some great games, but I think that's what gave us a little
Yeah,
bit
the
of an edge.
Yeah.
Brilliant. No, guys, you played a fantastic series. I think it's fair to say, right? I think on paper you guys are a little bit of the underdogs going into this.
Yeah, for sure.
Because obviously, yeah, you did lose to them in the regular season, etc. But guys, what a
Mhm.
performance from you! Game one was one of my favorite games. Actually, it was so back and forth. It was so clutch, and then
Yeah.
you're
True.
trying to get the Cassia kill, and the Cassia getting the kill on the Janus probably stops you coring, and it's just it was a bit fiesta, but it was so much fun to watch.
I think
It could have gone either way, I think. But,
and I think
we were lucky
one of the major turnarounds was at the middle healing, right?
In Volskaya.
Oh yeah, that was also
Yeah.
Skya, of course.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
The
True.
ETC, he disconnected when he wanted to pick up the healing item, and he couldn't, and that's why I picked it up, and we had like all items.
Very,
Oh,
very
that's
unlucky. Yeah.
It's so unlucky, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think that both Unleashed and Just Cause had like a great matches this
Yeah.
whole tournament, and I think these
Sure.
two teams have like made us sweat a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was
Sweating
the
here.
hardest games. Definitely.
And shout out to Division 7 for being such a
Dominant,
good,
yeah.
team.
And to all of you guys, of course, for streaming, because it's fun to rewatch, and it's a good thing you're doing, the Heroes Lounge.
Ah, brilliant. Thank you. Shadow, you got a couple of questions.
I've one question actually coming over from Calypso332. Why no high five?
Well, I one time I actually picked high five because I thought it was best in that game against an Imperius and ETC. I think that was because I didn't have a cleanse on Lucio, but otherwise Sound Barrier is just way better. I do like the memes though.
Yeah,
the memes, 100% win rate.
Yeah, I think Yosh is going on about it as well, right? 100% win rate for
high
high
five.
five.
Yeah.
in
I think we
the
played
World
it 3 times, or in
No, two
all
Twice,
times,
I
I
think.
think.
Twice.
Yeah, twice.
Yeah.
Can't argue with numbers.
No, you can't.
No.
Yeah, but I
So,
think
how did you think that the season's gone there for Division 7? Do you think it was sort of fair, etc. throughout? I think you guys showed up. How do you think the playoffs went as well?
I think it's gone great for Division 7. I think everyone can agree with that, right?
Yeah, very
especially
close
in-
matches at the top at least.
Yeah, and the Rare
Yep.
Cup. Everyone is memeing in the chat of Division 7 beating Division 6 teams, but I think one of the big things is also that we're a new team, right? It's the first season that we ever heard about Heroes Lounge and tried to join. And Division 7 is of course the first division that you get into because the MMR is also not always so correct. But nonetheless, I think at least there were really some fun matches, and
Yeah, it was really close at the top. The top teams were really tied to each other.
I agree.
I'm just reading the Twitch chat, and somebody said Kwak-A-Mole HGC team confirmed.
Oh, we'd love to see that back.
Watch out.
I mean, it's always the thing, right? I think Division 7 gets a lot of memes around it because it's it's considered it's for the lower ranked players, etc. But when it comes to the finals of the cups and stuff, the teams always show up. It's never really that fiesta-ish, and the meme about oh, we can end, but there's a camp up.
That is
there's none of-
filtered out already in the playoffs, I think.
yeah,
Yeah.
there's none of that stuff, etc. So yeah, I think you guys played a really good final and deserved to win.
Oh, thanks.
Thank you.
very much.
I think it's the most fun I've had in Heroes of Storm in a long time. So yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah.
Good. Well, I think we do have a board member, and it's going to be Karis, the chief stream, that just wants to say a few words to you guys.
Yes, I just want to say congratulations on behalf of Heroes Lounge on winning the Rare Cup. It's a delight to see such teams of such high quality in all the divisions here. And yeah, it's been phenomenal to watch you. I mean, I've been here casting behind the scenes as well today, but it's been phenomenal to watch you do that. I do want to say a quick shout out, of course, to all the moderators, admins, and casters who've made today possible, as well as the whole season, because
for sure.
For sure.
they put in loads of work. So thank you to everyone who's been helping out run the season. To you, Kwak-A-Mole, if you send me your you can send me postal addresses, and we will send you trophies made of the highest quality plastic.
Yes.
High quality plastic.
Wow.
Yeah, that's great.
That's the best plastic.
Awesome.
I love high quality plastic. Oh.
Nice.
So yes, that's all from me. Just to say congratulations. I will be in touch to get your addresses and stuff to send you some trophies. And
Great.
congratulations again.
Perfect.
Thanks for
Great,
sharing.
thank you.
It has been great.
I love the prize.
Yeah,
Find the
congratulations,
trophy
guys.
from a trophy closet.
Yeah, enjoy the win, bask in it, etc. Because winning the cup, I think, is a lot harder than people. They underestimate it. I think it's a long day. You're probably a little bit tired as well by this point. So just really well played.
Yeah.
think
Well, we
yesterday-
played 3
yeah,
games 2
I was
days
about to
ago.
say,
It
yeah.
was the best practice we've ever had.
On the Thursday.
Everyone called us a fool for doing so, but
I've,
but it helped.
Haha.
I've got to say one thing. I want to make a shout out to Barney of Britwing for the
Oh
only
my God.
substitute we need.
My man.
Big up to Barney.
Free me up in your stream. No. Yeah, I think great games.
So,
And,
are we in Division 5 now, or well?
No, Division S.
So for
Straight
winning,
to HGC.
so it will depend on the MMR brackets and how they change. But for winning a division, you will always gain automatic promotion. If you gained automatic promotion anyway by finishing in the top 3, then usually you go up 2 divisions. Yes.
Okay, nice.
we'll
So,
see, yeah.
but guys, that's it for me. Any last questions from you, Shadow?
No, I am all good.
So guys, any shout outs before you go?
To me mom.
To me, mom.
She didn't support me, but who's laughing now? I mean, I won the Rare Cup. I have a high quality plastic trophy.
Show. Yeah, I was about to say.
I think she can finally be proud of me, and I can go back home.
Okay,
Nice.
guys. Anyway, good luck, and yeah, thanks for stopping by.
Thank you.
Thanks again.
See you guys.
So guys, there we are. That's the conclusion of the Rare Cup. What a day. Any reflections from you, Shadow?
I only wish I was able to get in on a few extra games, but of course, I'll get my chance tomorrow as the next one comes over. But today, I enjoyed thoroughly the final. No one expected that. Of course, we had good games throughout the whole day, especially the first few rounds. We saw some really close matches, and I kind of feel like just going into Heroes of the Storm and just losing a few games of my own now.
Yeah, well, guys, I've had a fantastic day, but I just wanted to give a shout out. Yeah, as Karis said, thank you to all the mods. But also a big thanks to Karis, who you can't see anymore, but he's running production in the background for us, so I don't literally have to do anything. All I do is move a camera around with a mouse, and he does all the rest of it. So a brilliant thank you to Karis, etc. for all of that. And for just organising the casters and things. But, guys, any shout outs from you, Shadow, before we wrap it up?
I will shout out someone that couldn't be here today, which is this is starting to sound way too dark, but you know, it's just my roommate Dragon Yossi from my team in Division 3 North Yodas. He's unfortunately working. He did promise me to watch the games for work, so I guess I'll ask him how that went when he gets home. Of course, shout out to all the amazing unpaid staff that works for Heroes Lounge and makes everything happen. The best thing I've done this whole year is join Heroes Lounge community. So I've never had more fun in Heroes of the Storm before. So
Brilliant. Right, guys. We'll be back tomorrow with the Epic Cup. There'll be different casters on. I think I'm casting a couple of the earlier games. Shadow's casting a couple as well. There'll be Lounge 2 action going on. So check it out. Read the stream announcement. And yeah, if you're not already a part of Heroes Lounge, then join, sign up. ! Discord takes you to the Discord. Check out the website, heroeslounge.gg. But that's it from us today, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Congratulations again to Kwak-A-Mole. And GG, well played.
goodbye from me as well.
Mosh pit available here. Dragon's Arrow not yet used. There it is. The Ring of Frost not used either. Jaina used to
Holding
probably have
on.
their sound barrier used, and they're able to
Croc, as the Gul'dan is killed before the fight even starts. The engage continues on top of Danny, and Mal'Ganis will be dead because there is no trade to save him.
Though. And the times the Dragon Arrow on top of it again. Phoenix is desperately trying to hold it on, but the Lucio boop comes back, and Phoenix, see you later. Bet you wish you had a different level 20 now. And then Earl Grey slashing again. Oh, 20 health. Hands with the big boy scatter arrow.
He's committed. He's committed. He believes he gets it. Lucio asserts his dominance. Valkyrie misses, and I think this is a core attempt, is it? Bloodlust comes out defensively. It's a 3v4 situation. Jaina still on the other side of the map. Joanna in the thick of fight. Border the storm from ETC. He is in the backline. I think that was Moshpit going on 10-second cooldown. No, it's, excuse me, it's still 14-second cooldown. Hands of foes. But Jaina is here to join her team. Joanna very low. The ring comes out, doesn't hit anyone. Oh well. I guess Jaina's not getting married anytime soon. No, with those kind of rings.
But Cassia gets taken down by the Jaina there. The root landing onto Rhaegar as well. She pops the lightning shield, trying to keep him alive. But Dizzy Dwarfs secures the kill. They're chasing Norak now. They don't care about the core. They just want to ruin their KDAs. But the mosh pit coming out though, and actually with that minus armor from the keep coming down, but Jaina does get the ice blink
The
off.
ice block is there, and Joanna walks out. Jaina,
And that's going to be game. That's going to be
Phoenix
game.
is back in 3 seconds.
No, this is over.
I think you might be right, it's over. But Phoenix, you know, he's going in for that one last Hail Mary. He dodges both Bless Shield and Entomb. He can't be touched, but unfortunately the core can be. And Kwak-A-Mole upsetting the battle.
And 3 people stunned, and that's going to be a follow-up. The Blast Shield, the Leaping Strikes will kill the Malfurion. The Cocoon will be there, but the Cocoon is broken, and Just Cause will not proceed to get more kills, because they've already got the ones that matters, and they
onto Malthael. They tried to catch with the skewer, but Joanna's in the way. But Wave Manny and Lakira gets absolutely taken down. Lovely turnaround onto Joanna. Maybe they can catch onto more here. But I think probably not. Malthael will start running away here. Grayman thinking about chasing though.
And very nice stuff from Unleashed. However, the sleep comes out, the cleanse as well, to make sure that Discord is staying safe. Probably the biggest damage dealer on the side of. No interrupt is there yet, but the Ardent Defender will ensure that there will be not enough follow-up on the side of Unleashed. Drago gets out of the fray. The Ancestral Healing coming out on the Garrosh will ensure that no one dies in this fight.
Recipe here, landing the tether onto 2 here, but meanwhile it's the mosh pit in the backline. It's a big boy mosh pit onto 4, the cleanse from Rhaegar as well. What a mosh pit. The Entomb coming down on top of it. Endurance of Hate tries to turn this around, but it's Maiev and Malfurion that get taken down. Malfurion not even able to press Tranquility. He was just deleted in that mosh pit. So it's a good engage by Maiev. The Hacker comes down as well, but he's just taken out. 3 kills to nothing in that team fight.
That Iron Skin, they're going to start contesting his objective. ETC's falling low.
That's a 3-man kill from the Imperials. The blow-up comes out on the ETC, traded for the Johanna, Erde, Juvard, Earl Grey Forever, and Bedril, all on the objective. However, Just Cause seem to lose this fight as everyone's falling down, except for Hidden and Industrialized. Raynor too low to continue fighting.
It's an absolute massacre here.
We do see a dig from Dahaka coming down here, the tether from Maiev, the root from Malfurion. You can see the Q after reset here, but still no one falling down. They desperately need to try and get a kill here, but meanwhile the Auric comes down now for that flank. And the Mephisto going in, desperately trying to get us to kill, and somehow the red team just live there.
The offlaner, and the fight continues out of the fray on the Odin.
Yeah, Mal'Ganis steps up, tries to find the swipes, catches onto the Odin here. Cleanse used from Rhaegar onto his corp. So Tigers will be able to step back, but steps back forwards, wants to put damage onto Irel, who has no ult available. ETC still thinking about that mosh pit, but falling a little bit too low to go for it. Grayman starts to chase. Ming.
From the orange, and the engage continues. The engage continues. Kwak-A-Mole are ballsy, they are going in, and a little audaciousness goes a long way. You do.
Comes out, ETC Sun and Tomb comes down to follow up. Norak about to use mosh pit, but on a 10-second cooldown, not short enough. He dies, and the ring follow-up hits Rhaegar, which is good enough for the time being. 2 kills, looking to turn that into a 3. Kwak-A-Mole, they are not stopping. The Zoal comes out as a desperate Hail Mary, but he is stuck in no man's land. Jaina might die. No, Lucius there to help her. Down to 200. 100. No, she dies. Okay, so 3-4-2 in the end there, I guess, when the dust settles. Or have I spoken too soon?
Yeah, Phoenix does get taken down now. What a Just Cause. Congratulations and welcome to the grand final.
Objective. However, the engage comes out, Iscorp jumps on top of Wave Manize, and the Hacker will burrow and use his essence to regain some HP. The roots will be there. Sombreros falling quite low as well as the Irel. Ultimates are not up on the table for either of the sides. Araku actually falling quite a little bit too far into the enemy's team, and that will be our second kill of the map.
1 kill apiece so far, and level 10's not far away. And by the way, the blue cap was pushing all the while. The Falstad had picked up with those bribes, and it's got nicely 2 towers here, or 1.5 at least, for Kwak-A-Mole.
Tomb coming out here onto T forever. The pings are
Cassio
coming
just
out,
walks
spamming
out.
it. Yeah, Cassio walks out. Dragon Arrow again, though. The Valkyrie, though, comes down onto Lucio here. Lucio not able to pop Sound Barrier for another 3 seconds here. Dizzy Dwarf taking a lot of damage as well. The Mosh Pit coming out, though.
Annihilation on top of the Rhaegar, eating a stun in response. The fight will continue. The trade will not work, but the Blessed Shield is there to disengage. Somebody will find Nikio and Bobhead Connie, but there will be nothing. On the isolation will come out. The cleanse to keep the Kira on the ground. Greymane falling down first, but Ana will be the trade, and the healer being down is huge for Unleashed. However, Limin gets the resets, and Limin gets to pop off. Quickly shut down by Araku, and Waveman Greygo, Araku, and Dizzy Dwarf will fight a 2v2, in which Hanzo will die to the last rights, ending the fight.
Shield to try to stop that engage. Dahaka going in, looking for the Joanna, whose Iron Skin is about to end. Huge silence from Dahaka stops Kira from getting any value, and she's gone down. Somber Evil there, still put to sleep, is still getting some value. The last strike comes out and finishes him off, but it's still 2 for 1 so far.
That's the 2 for
Onto Malthael, they tried to catch with the skewer, but Joanna's in the way, but Wave Manny and Kira gets absolutely taken down. Lovely turnaround onto Joanna. Maybe they can catch onto more here, but I think probably not. Malthael will start running away here. Greymane thinking about chasing though.
And Gage comes out on the Johanna, and the Johanna gets blown up in what seems to be the last kill on the map. However, Herm gonna get engaged on by Somber Evil Dine as well. Doom Ratcoat finds an interrupt on his